Hello there. Greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's communication. I am currently on the road, so hopefully this will upload before midnight. Doesn't matter, but I try to get it up. Well, either way. Yeah, tonight is the first, the beginning of Reptilian Awareness Month. So we're going to go into various topics. It's not always going to be reptilians. I also told, I put the message out to the universe, basically. I know most of the world's going to look at this as all crazy, but who cares? Yeah, they should talk. Basically, I told the reptilians and other beings, or reptilians for that matter, that I'm not out to, have a war with them. The ones that are kind of a pain in the ass to us. I'm not sure if that, ever since I've been here, it's been noisy. Let's put it that way. I'm not sure if you can pick up on that, if you can hear it. Also, yeah, it came to my attention also about shark beings, which I have connected to in the past. I know this is Reptilian Week, but then again, it was inspired by Shark Week, so we'll get it that way. But to go into those, I've connected to the sharks in the past, little by little, not a whole lot, and there's only so much that one person can connect to. But the sharks I've been connected to here are ones that are kind of a pain in the ass. Are look like Jaws, kind of big, and yeah, it's very. Actually, I have connected to them here and there, but not like this. They do have some of them. They do live underwater, and I believe they are humanoid, but still they have that kind of like a shark man with arms and legs, basically. And they don't think very highly of us, but also they're defending their own. I believe they do come from Sirius, but they come from all over the place. There's different types of them. I believe it's mostly Sirius from what I'm gathering. Like I said, there's only so much one can connect to. There's also shark-like feline beings too, but the ones here that are causing difficulties for us, I'm not going to go to a whole bunch of detail right at this point, but over time, we'll see what we get. But these are kind of, yeah, they're bulky. No, I like the skinnier ones are the friendlier ones, but not always the case though. But the big bulky ones are kind of like the master class, or however you want to word it. And from what at least from my intuition, I'm getting that they don't really care much for humans. We've caused them a lot of difficulties on their worlds. Humans in general. I'm not sure if Earth humans have. I wouldn't be surprised. At least the Atlanteans, they have gone to other places and act like they're. And of course, the Illuminati is not exactly the friendliest beings either. Sometimes, so they might have been welcoming beings here that are not so friendly. So it's a little bit of everybody's here. So either way, there's different types. Either way, they're very excellent in their mind control. And they're what's my getting from them? Yeah, I always see them like with a staff or a cane of some sort, and usually has some kind of globe or something like that on the top. Of course, they can have anything at the top of it, but they want us to stay out of their business. Let's put it that way. They want us to just go on our merry little way of what we're doing. It's like, let's put it this way. With us asleep, we're doing them a favor. Because then we won't we won't be a pain in the ass to them. So that's interesting. I just got that. That's interesting how that's, it's another, they see us in astral doing our stuff, and we're pretty open. We're friendly for the most part, but not all of us are, of course. And so and realize that humanity goes through a mind manipulation also to wipe out the shark or wipe out the whale for that matter. Because actually, the whales bring us a lot of positive vibrations from Sirius, but also other places to help us raise our vibrations. Of course, killing them off makes a lot of sense by low vibrations to take us down. So it makes a lot of sense why they're doing that. So, and yeah, there's like I don't know, it's supposed to be reptilian month, but it's going to be a various of topics. And I even have some discoveries recently I was going to go into also. So it's all connected to reptilian. We're going to reptilians. It's Reptilian Awareness Month. I don't talk about reptilians at all. Yeah, so this one might be a little bit longer than what I normally do. Kind of downloading a thing for. I'm not sure why I'm downloading it. I don't think it's causing any difficulties. So yeah, this might be an hour or 30 minutes. We'll see. Depending on how much energy I got. And I just saw Barbarella, the movie, and then went to Tau Ceti because it's a super weapon, which is kind of fascinating. It's like the cheesiest movie on the planet. Okay, one of them at least. It's kind of hard to watch it without laughing your ass off. It's pretty funny, but it does have basically had a weapon on there that can just vaporize a being. And I know it's made cheesy here, but also I believe that those things do exist. Anything you see in fiction, most likely there is some kind of creation of it somewhere in our universe, and we're waking up eventually to see these things. And also what situation our world is in, also, such as the MIB, which connects to the reptilians because they're under reptilian control. The MIB movie was another way to spoof the MIB in fiction to kind of like, in some ways, to clear some karma what they're doing. The other thing is if anybody connects to the MIB, not to take it very seriously and to show it's all just a big joke. When in truth, there's a lot of them here causing a lot of difficulties. And yes, they have tried to, in the past, probably in this life, I'm not fully aware of it, trying to pull me into their agenda, make me a part of them. And so I've been battling them, which makes sense why I channel them, depending on what some might think. But the more positive ones, the defectors, basically. Those are the ones I believe I'm connected to. Are the ones that do not want anything to do with their agenda. I mean, you can't have MIB as positive, but right now they're seeing what we're doing and all that. So, but just another way for me, like you can say, give them the finger in some regard because they haven't. Okay, it depends on who you talk to. If I've been taken over or not, depending on what. I don't think I have been, but whatever's out there, more power to you. So it's always going to be some kind of gossip going on. It's just you can't get away from it. It's just the way it is. I was going to go into some of that too. So yeah, it's going to be a variety of topics here for Reptilian Awareness Month. I was going to do week, but it's like, you know what? I think it deserves a month. And maybe it'll inspire other. I don't know if I'm going to go further to other. After this, I'm going to be burned out. So that's where the Turtle Collective came through also. There's turtle beings from Alpha Centauri, and they are reptilian-like. The ones from Alpha Centauri are very positive. Of course, I think the one I connected to yesterday, if I remember anything at all. I don't remember anything, not much, nothing actually. I think they came from Sirius, but I can't remember. But either way, there are a positive turtle group that's here, and they look like a bunch of old people, but they're turtles, and they're just waiting for us to open our eyes a little bit more. So you can say they're like kind of like turtle versions of Bashar and some degree, shaman energies. Just to put it out there. One moment. Okay. What else do we have going on here? All right, for those that are new to all this, I'm not going to go into too much detail. If I can find the detail. Okay, here we go. This is ivanteller.com. I'm not going to click on the link, so the internet's so slow here. Oh, we have private sessions, and most of the week is open next week. We also have the shop that we answer to 1 to 5 days, or 10 days for that matter. I think I caught up a little bit, but 1 to 10 days to be safe on that. All right, well, the internet's slow, so just work with what we got. Submit a question, past life regression healing, message from National Channel Consulting, 5-minute healing. Spiritual connections, healing from Miguel Yosom and her services, and healing activation from Nick. We also have the 5D Spirit Crew, and those that have been banned on this. I don't know how you get banned on this thing. But anyway, I unbanned you that are out there. Just so you know. And let's see here. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. So it's gonna, that's right ways. Who's ready to cut the cake? And it's green cake, and she takes off her mask, and she's a reptilian. It's great. And this thing takes. Oh well, this thing doesn't. Oh, that was pretty funny. All right, well, you can always check it out and go to the site. I stumbled across this yesterday. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on today. Yep. I don't think I can. I have to be logged in. No, we're not being doomed. Not at all. No, we're not doomed. It's just we're just going to a new frequency. That's all. Also, this is Jake the Rabbit. This is the MIB or space. I call them space cops. He's trying to wonder why his love life sucks, and takes a picture of a pig and puts it on his social media profile. I'm gonna go through this real quick because also this is Herman in his flying car. He's talking to a bunch of chicks, and there he is right there. So I can't remember his name. Right, I can't remember his. I can't remember the name he's going by here. Jeez, I got too much on my mind. So they're all laughing that he's in a flying car, and he said, "I'm not an alien, not at all." And then when MIB shows up, he's like talking about his love life. Oh yeah, Eddie Marvin, I think it is. Damn, I cannot remember. Either way, all right. That's Eddie Marvin. That's this guy right here. It's like Eddie Murphy clone. Or something around that, on those lines. And there's Jake getting beat up by a sandwich. This is like the Illuminati sandwich, a cheese sandwich. His son got sent to Earth and through the game show that Jake created. So wow, he's crying. Gangster. There's Jake's girlfriend. Well, that's Wendy right there with the glasses. She's actually an MIB agent. She's just not sure what's going on. There's Simone, that's Jake's girlfriend. And she nurses him back to health. Yeah, it's pretty beat up. Yeah, Jake goes through a lot. And I hope we got all this organized right. Yeah. There he's in his he's in his mansion. Thinking about, what he'd gone wrong in his life, kind of selling out to being a game show host, taking responsibility. And of course, the elephant, Secret Service show up. And let's see. Yeah, there's now they're bringing the aliens back to, they're on Jake's home planet, by the way. Yeah, this is Jake's, what's the name of it? Gee, man, I'm tired. Anyway, I can't think of it, but there's Jake talking, everybody, the frog shows up, and the last one's a piece of cheese or a block of cheese shows. You can't tell that it's cheese, but that's cheese. So now he's retuning it to send him back to Earth. And we're just fast forwarding through all this. What are they doing? Yeah, he's working on it. And there's Wendy back to her normal shape. She forgets too. And Fred is this where? Oh yeah, the cows are all mad because they sold themselves out, but this guy's rich. It's like, says like, what's the deal on that? Oh, what did I miss here? Oh yeah, when they took all the aliens from Earth, now all the cereal and stuff, they don't have well funny characters on it. So this is the president of the world talking about he doesn't know how to take a shower, he doesn't know how to use soap. And then there's the secretary with a big pencil there. And when all the aliens disappeared, he lost all his money. So the president of the world's broke, like in like 2 seconds, like 5 minutes, everything. Now he's getting kicked out of his. He's like a broadcasting company, and yeah, he's all crying. He's crying. He's on the floor crying like a baby. And Fred, if you keep up, Fred is Wendy's boyfriend, and he takes over the place. The reason I bring that up, yeah, I'm jumping all over the place, but anyway, oh yeah, that's when the cow's going to kick his ass. Oh yeah, they send Fred to Jake's world, and Jake disappears. Well, you can follow it. Now Jake's in trouble. He's on his little spaceship. Jake, President World's all mad. So what they do is Jake Part 2 is created. So they're going to use Jake Part 2 to make money, to be on TV shows and stuff like that. So Jake Part 2 has a pretty good role in this. It's a clone of Jake, basically. And Jake, so they're conspiring to get rid of Jake. There he goes. They're going to beat him up. And they throw him out into space. And that's the end of it. So in the next episode, I have him. Well, issue 4 is coming. The other one's going to be a while. I have him battling the Easter Bunny. So that's going to be a fun one. So I'm not sure how I'm going to link all of that, but him and the Easter Bunny are going to have it out. So that'll be down the road a while. So I didn't even think about Easter. Even when I came out here, I thought Easter was like in the middle of the month. Apparently it's in the beginning. So all right. So thank you for all the support for all of this and putting up with all of that. Basically, Jake the Rabbit is a whistleblower. And we go more into that as we go down the rabbit hole. And so he exposes chemtrails, Illuminati. He's just getting started. Even when he's battling the rabbit, the Easter Bunny, he goes into that too. Not a whole lot, but God, it's 11 o'clock and people are having their kids run around. Love it. It's very bizarre, so they can't really control that here. Okay, all right, so Reptilian Week basically inspired this. Is just sometimes reptilians are kind of pushing the bar as for our awareness, or our depressions or whatever it might be. They're helping us get stronger and even helping us. Sometimes they suppress us a little bit more as we become more awakened to. Some people have been, I wouldn't say attacked by reptilians, but you have like a visitation of like snarling or a push or whatever it is or whatever it might be. Most likely there's a few of them here somewhere. Whatever it is. Some of them, you can look at them as negative or positive, or whatever you want to do. Some of them are very aggressive, but realize also in that regressiveness, it helps us wake up. So however you want to look at it. It's obviously a very difficult game we're playing here. But even with them, they can even help us in our awakening process. Get the ball rolling, you can say. How that happens, I'm not sure exactly. I don't know where this is all going. But let's put it this way. It feels like as more people awaken and not get all fussy about whose side's on what, there can be a possible more, awakening, meaning that if you're less afraid, instead of just labeling everybody and just, throw love on it, basically. It's like, yeah, they might be a pain in the ass, but it's like, good for them. Let's awaken humanity. Who cares what sides, who, let's just make peace with let's just make peace. Even if they are so pain in the ass, so what? You'd be surprised how things can speed up. But, it's like, yeah, they're very heavy on us. But those that are calling them negative beings, also, not to say they're not, but some are part of some light workers are a part of their system, meaning they're not always fully aware of it, as I'm becoming more aware of, and not in the easiest sense, meaning that there are some light workers that I've been involved with that will not run into, however you want to word it, that, claiming that they're connected to Mary Magdalene or is Mary Magdalene. But when I connect to your energy, I see negative reptilians are. It's like, okay. And she even says she dreams about not so pleasant situations. And some can be part of their agenda. Just to put it out there. I think I've seen orbs, I think. Either way. And some do say that they're part, like, on Mary Magdalene. And it's like, I'm connected to Yeshua, and some of it's an ego trip. And some of them need to be healed through those energies. So they connect to that vibration thinking they are Mary Magdalene or Jesus themselves. And some of it's for ego. Some of it isn't. But some of it is. And the one that is of a not so friendly ego is there to slow down the ascension, from what I have seen. And it's very tricky. It's very it's fascinating. I give it that. I ain't gonna play that one, but it's basically to slow it down in some regard. It's like, oh, I'm so positive. I connect to all these beings, and it's like super ego there, and it's like you can't like confront them because there's so much of an ego there. You're not gonna get anywhere with them because it's so arrogant, basically. From what I've been running into, not now, but in the past, and this whole Mary Magdalene nonsense is just, this person's going to believe it no matter what. But when you connect that person's energy, it's negative energies. And so there's another agenda going on there. I'm not going to go into full details, but it's not helping. Let's put it that way. So, like some, not say all, but there are some that do have like on their YouTube channel, like Yeshua, and I'm connected to Jesus and all this. Some of it is false energy. Just to say, I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but just to say it, it's out there. It's not to say there isn't a helpful energy. There probably is, but there's also deceptive energy that has another agenda. It's like if they do readings for someone, doesn't mean it's deceptive towards them. They were going after somebody else. That's part of their agenda. That somebody else is somebody in my position or somebody else has influence trying to shut down, just to put it out there. So it's tricky. It's been quite fascinating. I give it that. So I have to be real careful. And I just want to put that word out there. I'm being vague, but I don't think I'm being that vague. But that's part of the Reptilian agenda, which is going to start out Reptilian Awareness Week or month. Well, it was a week before, but I decided to go a month. So it's just to put, not to say it's always going to be a deception connecting to them. It's just like, yeah, I'm here to help you, but also there's something else there that's not of a welcoming energy. Trust me, I've connected to it, and it's not pleasant. It's like a major ego you cannot argue with, you won't get anywhere with. It's like, I know everything from that person. I know everything. It's like not good energies. It's there to shut you down, shut down the agenda, shut down the ascension, slow it down, da 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 da. I might go into more details over time. Right now, I'm just being vague. So, not to say, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. In which that type of person would attract others that are part of that agenda also. That's they're not always fully aware of their deception here. So in a lot of ways, that's a good sign that you're going in the right direction. It's like, wow, I'm getting attacked, so that must mean I'm going in the right direction. Oh, by far. Now, obviously, a big part of the population is not going to believe in any of this, but you never know. As for where things are going, it's still up in the air. Like, are we going to start seeing ships, which we have, but is the world going to become more alien? And like, is Anderson Cooper going to? I just came to mind. I was like, is Anderson Cooper going to turn into a reptilian, like shapeshift? I'm channeling here, so yeah, that just came in. Anything's possible. As we change our vibrations, I'm not worried about economic collapse or any of that kind of nonsense. What matters most is that we're connecting to our highest good, basically, that we're following our positive agendas. Now, Reptilian Awareness Week does not mean it's always about negative reptilians. Yes, they are the ones that brought this little episode into existence, yes. But also there's positive ones that are helping us open up our reality. So you got yin and yang there. And the positive ones are very powerful. Yeah, stuff's flying around in the background. That's neat. It's always nice having that kind of lighting. That's awesome. I know I saw something fly by. That's cool. So yeah, the positive reptilians here are not always, from my experience, I've not always been, they're kind of rough too, but in a good way. For example, also, I woke up, I got paralyzed a couple, I got another one for you. I got paralyzed one night, real quick. I woke up and I got an email, and it was actually a positive situation there. I'm not gonna go in detail. It was like, that is so weird. As soon as I woke up, I got an email. So it's like, that's like in the middle of the night too. It's fascinating. Just to put that out there. Okay, that's cool. It's flying around. So, another thing. I forgot about this. The other night, I had a dream of Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, and I couldn't find my phone. I felt like I was being scanned. Not to go into full detail, I was in a dorm room also. So my message was also, at least I got from others, that it shut my power down. That's why I felt vulnerable. My abilities, my channeling abilities, all abilities. And I guess they're using technology, showing technology is better than spirituality, basically, which is not true. Well, I mean, you need both, but I think spiritual, like the Arcturians, don't really use technology. They have like a high vibration. They use their energies for technologies. They don't really have technology. They have energy. I believe they do. And as you go up the vibrations, it becomes more energy. Then it becomes actual physical. Of course, you learn more with the physical stuff, but then again, you do need a break every once in a while. So I believe we're going in the right direction. So yeah, with that reptilian connection I had with, like, some of them are going to be aggressive. Like when they're waking people up, that does not mean it's a negative being. It means they're just being kind of, the reptilians are going to be kind of rough. They're not out to hurt you. They're just there to get your attention. So I think people are being wakened up by reptilians, but they're positive. It's just rough, and they're not exactly the prettiest things in the world, at least compared to us. And again, what are we? But it does seem like they have a little bit of an edge. They got a closer connection with us than other beings. It's because it's like I don't want to use this analogy, I want to use it anyway. It's like the vampire analogy. It's like humanity allowed them to connect more with us. connected to the Illuminati. We also brought positive beings too. So there is a positive reptilian energy to Illuminati. Believe what you want to believe. If you don't want to believe, that's fine. But positive reptilians are helping us. As for help speeding up our ascension, like awareness, who knows? You got to be careful of themselves. We got to get our act together, but they can't help us like lead us into the right direction, but not necessarily appear, because they don't appear because we got to get ourselves. They can't be our. I mean, they are kind of like our babysitter to a certain degree, protecting us from destroying ourselves. Of course, it has gotten over. We can't protect ourselves half the time because the beings here is like we're overmatched. It does seem like that. It's just it's just no. It's like an unfair game. So of course we're going to have a lot of assistance, but also we're beginning more of the tools of how to heal ourselves. And that is, yes, trust your instincts. If you need to do a meditation or just life is a meditation, also you just use your intuition and connect. And as you go up the vibrations, some people just don't need to meditate. Some people do great with it, some people don't. Those that are having difficulties with it, what I recommend is just use your intuition and ask assistance. This is unbelievable. It's like it's 11 o'clock at night. Let's make as noise. Let's make as much noise as we can. Unfreaking believable. Must be I feel like I'm in the ghetto. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's picking up on the mic or not. What's going on in the hallway? It's like it's 11 o'clock at night. Is it time to go to sleep? I guess not. So anyway, but as for where we are heading, though, it's basically trusting your instincts. As for, yes, without having a meditation energy, just trust your instincts, basically. Surround yourself with the light, with the angels. If you have positive intentions, you should be fine. Of course, surround yourself with light. There's nothing wrong with that. But for the most part, you should be fine. As for those that are being attacked constantly, I don't have all the answers for that, but there's, I don't know. Those are different timelines that aren't always need to be fully clear. They have a reason for it, is for karma or something that's going on, or some kind of archon karma going on there. I don't have all the answers for that. It's different for everybody too. But as for our ascension process, basically just connect to a positive timeline within yourself and just not let these things bother you as much also. Yeah, connect to a positive energy, ask for assistance, but also you have to change your thinking. That instead of looking at a traffic jam, for example, look at the positives of it, that instead of the negative of it, and on and on and on. And yeah, all this conspiracy stuff is it feels like it's like going into like a ghost energy. It's kind of like, it's like it's there, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, as you connect to your higher self energies, you're bringing in more of a positive vibration onto the earth. As for positive reptilian energies, they are helping us of awareness. They are part of the grid that is around the earth. They are allowing more ETs being seen in the skies in certain areas of the world. But remember, they connect to the human before that ever happens. This is why when you look up, oh, look at that. That was already prearranged. I believe people are already aware of that. There is always going to be some kind of some people that are incarnated here are disinfo agents. They're part of the MIB, they're part of Reptilian, most of the MIB, none of us are aware. They're here to, yes, infiltrate spiritual communities and turn it the other way. They don't always know who they are either. Is that they have an agenda of their own. They don't fully understand it. They just know they don't want you to succeed. Now, like the agenda, what I am doing and others out there is to bring in more, of the physical connections with beings, and bring, not to just prove everybody not that, just to allow us reconnect to our friends in space, basically, or are they even in space? They're practically here, um, in other dimensions, or however you want to word it. But for us to connect more with their vibrations as we go into we're going into the history books of all this nonsense of 3D. Is like the book is closed. Of course, those in the third dimension aren't going to really accept that, but I believe all those timelines is like it hit a wall. Those in 3D are going to continue it as long as they're going to hold on. But I believe all the books that have been closed are going to more of a fourth dimension energy field. It takes time for that because you just got to go with the flow, basically. Yes, there's a lot of waiting. And we're going to be saying the same thing over and over and over. I don't know what to do. I feel like a broken record sometimes because I don't know. If I can, we just have to play. We just got to play along. That's all we can do. It does feel like there'll be an influx of energies as for alien visitation. Obviously not in the physical worldwide, but to steer us more information into more of the public, as I've been saying. But as for that's a big mystery for good reason. Sometimes it's best not to know, but then again, it's just, the waiting game it's just part of the process. But we are warming up the waters as for Earth's transition, as if those that are listening to this or not listening to it, are going to a lot of these messages aren't for everybody, obviously. A lot of it has to do with newcomers that are finding it. For those that are aware and just waiting and waiting and waiting, this is obviously not all the messages are there out for them. But there is a transition we are going into more awareness as for what is happening here, like the government system. Seems like that's going to start breaking down in some areas. Not has to do with Trump's private life, but it might be like just a transition. They're not going into details, but there might be there's usually scandals in the government usually, but as there's been a lot recently, and some say that that's not the Trump that they're normally used to connecting to, probably because it isn't. It's like soul cloning are going on. But we're going into more of a paradigm shift. Basically, there be times when you feel like you're more alien, sometimes you feel like you're not. I think some are already connected to that. As for like global awareness, it just feels like we're warming the waters, basically. They're also testing things out, obviously. Not with those that are aware of this, with those that are not aware. Like if they click on this and say, oh, that's a bunch of whatever, they're not ready, or whatever it is, or it's just this isn't where they want to get the information. It's fine, whatever. One moment. Let's see. The shark beings are here also. Yes, they're underwater, also in ship, but usually they're not seen. They do cause some of the Earth's changes because they get irritated by humans. Basically, they do the rainstorms. They're involved with a lot of that. As for floodings, they're known for flooding worlds. Not to say they can do that here, but they are known to do that, so they can take over a planet. They're not going to do that here, but that's what they're known for. Makes a lot of sense, actually. So it's kind of giving us a little bit. We're getting hit by all types of different beings, positive and negative, but the positive ones, as humans are maturing more without the ego situation, then I'm better than everybody. I'm not sure where that goes. Not very far. But either way, spinning it in the mud, I see. Like tires not going anywhere. But as for this recording, I do feel like we will connect more in the physical front of alien activity. As for how, when, I don't know. I did see in my visual several reptilians and like I don't know if I mentioned this, I can't remember. It kind of like had like an armor, but it's kind of like a fish type of armor along with it too. Kind of scaly, but fish scale. I saw several of them. Wait, they're just watching us. But there were, they were on ground. Let's put it that way. There are several of them, and let's see here. They can bring out predictions of alien contact, but they can't assist us in basically always getting over ourselves. As you more accept the alien, the galactic, yes, some of us, not all of us, some of us are signing galactic treaties to take on some of the burdens that others are not going to. As for becoming, like ambassador type beings, I think some have already been told that. But yeah, ambassador energy is basically for being, messengers, basically. Kind of like diplomats in some regard, I guess. Something around that. So yeah, more ambassador energies are coming through also. So some have already signed treaties. Ambassadors from different species, basically. There's going to be several of them. There's not a few. There's several. Yeah. And so that's another thing. It's just basically the human turning more into the alien, like channeling an alien, but becoming more into that channeling. Right now, they're just, keeping it kind of calm at the moment. They can truly show them appearance. They can really make it real, but they're being kind with it right now. It's the easiest way to connect with us. They can't just land here and do whatever. They can't do that. But as more people accept this, basically have an open mind. Let's put it that way. Accept whatever you want. Believe whatever you want. Have an open mind. Is really, believe whatever you want. But I do feel, the earth sabotage energies from the MIB that are, they can only go so far with that. So they try to, and they attack in astral. It's not just here in physical. They don't want to lose ground here. So, for example, now I'm getting this from them. So there may be somebody or I don't know anybody, but if you do know somebody, it's kind of like, oh, that's not real, or that's kind of gossipy in some regard. Not all cases, or some. And if you connect to them in astral, if you remember anything astral, and they're like really like spooky, it's another indication of what's going on here. That some of them are here to slow down the ascension or keep it from happening. Let's put it that way. They have their ways. They're not, as I said, they're not always aware of an astral. Everything's open in astral. Normally, but as for remembering, it's a whole other story. Remember your astral connection. It's like another thing to connect with that. Say if there's somebody, it's like you're not too sure what side they're on. It's another way. Or anybody's on YouTube, or me for that matter. People already got their gossip about me. Whatever. I'll connect to that. But it's another way to just connect to their astral self. However you want to do it, through meditation, through your intuition. And what do you feel? So you can see negative reptilians there, kind of gives you an idea. Now, if you see reptilians there, and they're just kind of bulky and kind of like being a badass, it's one thing. But we have a negative vibration, it's another. Because you can have reptilians around it, everything will be fine. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about there. I felt a protective energy come by here. Interesting. But we are going to more of an energy source vibration. We are transmuting our energy into more of a galactic state of mind. Believe what you want. It's happening no matter what. It's almost if, yeah, because it's not just if you're ready. It feels like if others are ready too, because I believe a lot of people are ready. It's just we're waiting for everybody else to get on the boat. So impatience comes with that too. But the waiting does get kind of long. And you would like to see humanity win, from oppression here. It's like turn on the lights, the aliens are here. All right, let's all go home now. let's fix the planet, basically. You know what I mean? It was, fix the waters, pollution, and all of that. Let's get all this back to normal. That does not say it won't happen. It's just when is it going to be in my lifetime? I don't know. Who knows? There's going to be a shakeup in the skies. They're not going to tell me when there's going to be any physical alien contact or anything. They're going to put me in that kind of danger shit. But it does seem like we are going to more of that environment. Who knows? It's going to be 5 years, 10 years down the road. As for the reptilian agenda here, the positive ones are, dealing with a lot of the negative ones, obviously, through mind manipulations. The negative ones go towards the governments, and basically those that are controlled by entertainment also. They just dice them with more fear, basically, of what's possible here. Not to say they know what they got. They know what they got, basically. All right. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. As it is Reptilian Awareness Week, we'll bring in Star Reptilian. And is there anything else I was going to go into? I think that's it for right now. I should have more energy tomorrow. Some of this stuff I'm just repeating from last time. And I'm getting shown messages, but it is mostly just the big weight. Pretty much. Okay. All right. Well, there's one more thing before we get going. No, we'll leave it with that. No, I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. The turtle beings are connected to, but for this will be a special guest. So, all right. Much love, blessings. And, here we go. Greetings, this is Novak. Love you all. It's good to be green on your planet. Yes, the reptilians will not make themselves appear on your world because of a state of mind. It has a lot to do actually with government intervention, actually. As if the governments are basically will shoo us off the planet, basically, if you make any type of appearance. I believe some of you have already heard that somewhere in your information highway. Basically, we are actually allowed to show up in certain areas, but due to your government intervention, we are not allowed to be seen. Now, how to change this is basically, yes, to wait. Yes, it is true, many treaties are being written, signed, but still not authorized either way. Not yet. They are waiting, yes. A lot of it has to do with several agendas have to finish themselves up also, but they're not really in a big hurry for alien connection, not at all. So where does this put humanity is basically right now is to wait. As for there's nothing we can do. Not really. But as for what humans can do is basically continue what you're doing. Yes, if you have a video or a something you want to write down to share with others, please do. It does help with the energy. It's like writing your congressman in some regard because they do see everything. Well, not they do. Let's put it that way. As for your Earth, yes, there's not much we can go into that. Only thing we can say at this time is just continue what you're doing because you will be heard. Realize also, it's not just your spirit world is assisting you greatly. Yeah, so write them your letter of concern. Of course, they already know it. But they have to let a lot of agendas play out before there's a massive transformation. As you see, many are fading out little by little. Is your third dimension closing down? In some aspects, yes. And many of you are allowing the new third dimension, new higher vibration of third dimension is coming in, actually. Some would say it's 5 and 6 dimension, whatever you want to call it, but it's a higher version of third dimension that's allowing. There is fourth dimension here, but is also a higher third is coming in also to allow more technologies to be brought into your environment, ever so AI and other, but actually to assist, not to exactly cause more difficulties. But it's up to humans. Understand, it is up to humans to decide where your future goes. Some will say, oh, it's just the way it is, it's part of fate. It's still up to humans. It's still up to you. If you went down your guard and let someone walk all over you, that's your business. If you take control of your reality and pull in a more positive timeline, then there you go. But many are just letting life run them. Many of you are making action, changing things, doing what you feel. So action does it is heard and seen, but you gotta do what you feel is right. But many are on your world are standing down as you might. I'll let you connect to that who's doing that. Many are just not focused on the alien agendas because they don't want it. Many of your humans just are pretty happy to have just a human world with taxes. And if they have to have taxes and a militia government, then so be it. Because some are not ready for the alien connections. That does not make them bad. It's just that they're part of the reality they want. But that does not mean you can. That does not mean you can just turn around and just wait. It's just do what you feel is right. Let's put it that way. What is coming from your heart? What are your desires? Follow those desires. That's hopeful for you and others. That's all we can say at this time. There's another being here to bring assistance. I know I'm doing the best I can here, but there's only so much aliens can do on your world until the human agendas cool their heels as for our visitation. But you are building up to more of our connection, yes, but it will take time, of course. There's another one here. Blessings to you. Greetings to you. Yes, we are the turtle beings from Alpha Centauri. The human here is still learning its way. Those of you that are here assisting its awakening process are learning patience. And yes, some of those patients are running dry, but that is being heard. And some of you, yes, are changing timelines to allow more of alien interaction, but having to be careful of that interaction, of course. But many are allowing more visits in your skies. As for physical connections, that is being negotiated at this time. I believe much of it is on Russia at this time. That's being discussed. Your Arab world is off limits for alien. Well, it does exist there, but only with your shadow elites. They're the only ones allowed to connect there with aliens, and a lot of it is holographic connections, but there's other visitations. But it's just to be heard, basically. The more that you are speaking of what you want, the more you are manifesting it. Continue to get your word out there. From the heart would be the best way. Because you show that you are a true heart of agendas for humanity instead of just yourself. What does it benefit humanity is what matters. Because it is like, think of your world as a hospital, and there's many here that are injured, and they are. But you are healing them one by one. So those of you are in the awakening process, you are healing each other, actually. Yes, as a hospital is not the best way of looking at, but this world is of one of great pain. So it is being healed one by one. And for you to call out for what you want to experience is occurring. As for when, yes, to keep an open mind, an open heart, but also to be pleased with the current environment you are in, not to miss out on those experiences. Some are looking towards the future, that's all they care about, but what about right now? Not to say you cannot have goals, but realize right now builds the future. So what you are building in the future is actually coming back to you now because you're building the future. So it's going back and forth. Your current timeline is building your future timeline. So events in your current is building your future. So it's going back and forth. Energies are going, you're ready for this future. And right now you're preparing for this future. So prepare. What do you want to do to prepare? What do you want others to know? What you know? Do you want them to know? That is all we have for you at this time. Stay safe. Stay, yes, in love with each other, in love with life, even if you don't always disagree with what is going on. Love everything. It does help in your ascension. It is only a short time you are here. Yes, it feels like a long time. This actually is very short. Okay. All right. All right. Blessings, everyone. We'll continue tomorrow. Take care.